As the title would suggest, I'm simply unwinding for the day. Man, it has been quite a long day. Yeah. Work was interesting, then it was boring, the weather's changing. That adds to it. I'm already dressed for kind of colder weather as we move into the fall, but it just heats back up in the day, and we didn't use any AC or anything in the hangar, so things got kind of sweaty with constantly moving and whatnot. And then toward the end, things just slowed down. But, man. And then afterwards, just stuff going on with me and my was significant other.
Release one, sorting.
And that's even that is slowing down. Just right now, things are just slow and grindy. And today was payday. I got paid, and my check will be gone within 2 to 3 days. Just helping other people out, you know. Yeah, between helping other people out and paying bills, it's gone away. I'm barely gonna have enough money to probably feed myself again at some point, which is just, if you ask me, that's bullshit. I work way too hard. I sweat way too much. I ache way too much. I stand for way too long. And I pour too much of myself into my work for me to never even see the fruits of my labor. And it's just the person that I was with and kind of waiting for her to make her adjustments. Like, she is a vacuum that kind of sucks all that away, all my fruits, because she doesn't know how to manage her own. Because she's, I don't know, young and experienced. I'm still young, but to me, it's just there are always certain priorities. Actually, I'm gonna go up high. I don't really feel like doing a bunch of weaving. I'm decompressing. Let's get way up there. Let's grab 10,000. We should be able to grab 10,000. At least in VR, it seems like you can go a lot higher than usual. Okay, let's climb in a bit safer angle. Boom, 10,000. That's amazing. Even though you can see the whole like arena, which is kind of annoying. I'll make sure I have the big map up so I don't accidentally fly too far. It's still all those radar things, immersion stuff that we would never even use in the game. I wish it did something. I really do. I wish that center console did something. I wish I could say 1, 2, 3, 4 and then or something, and you'd reach up and press buttons, or I don't know. But yeah, what a day it's been. I feel very drained. I'll probably sleep like a baby today. But I'm ready for the grind, the hustle of just simply having money and being able to focus on myself and not worry about other people really all that much, as I have been for the past like basically year. I'm ready to not be that worried, not have such a huge devourer, and to really start focusing on myself and getting back into my routine, and even freaking exploring what I like about myself, about, I don't know, being a human, and about others even. You know, I'm ready to be myself a little bit more, and not just be the provider, not just be the breadwinner, the problem solver, the robot. Because that's really what I've been for a while, is a robot, and I think that's why things have kind of happened the way they are. Man, it's not all blues though. I'm excited about a few things. Mainly the prospect of flight school, being able to save up for that, being able to put money away to get rid of student debt, or even just regular debt from, oh man, yeah, one of the bad habits that my significant other had, that my girlfriend had, was she loved, man, when she ran out of funds, rather than depend on family or friends, like, it was much easier for her to say, well, I'll just take out a loan, and then she'd find out, oh man, my credit sucks from taking, I can't get approved, and then she'd ask me to take out loans. And honestly, the way we did it, looking back, it was quite irresponsible, and unfortunately I will be paying for it. But altogether, yeah, close. But altogether, you know, I'm at least excited to be able to go about it my own way. Because fuck this whole not being able to control anything because somebody else is also there trying to make decisions with your assets. And it's just, it'll be a breath of fresh air, that's for damn sure. I'm excited about the prospect of maybe switching from ground pounding to being a flyboy, but that'll be what I see about after a flight school, like going for a private pilot's license. I want to fly so very badly. So very badly that I've downloaded I think probably it's growing in popularity, I think, a flight simulator by the name of DCS World, and that I'm even going to get the flight stick for this game, the Ace Combat Edition Thrustmaster flight stick, and use it on DCS World and on this game. Just kind of even more immersion to it. I mean, just for as much immersion as I can get, and I watch videos about aviation probably every day at this point, just the same way when I was getting ready for OCS, when I was watching a bunch of Army stuff, and I watch military stuff quite a bit too. I don't think I do very much entertainment watching over the past month. It's been like a gaming video, maybe one or two a day, and then it's been like nothing but aviation and Army stuff. And I think that's good, and my head juts around like that at that angle. It's me doing a knife hand, because like I'm trying to drive the point that I'm starting to focus more on myself already and what my aspirations are. I've been seeing a lot of, so you want to be Army, so you want to be Green Beret, so you want to be Ranger. I've been seeing a lot of those videos on YouTube popping up on my feed a lot. So there's a lot out there to look at, and there's a lot in myself that I need to dig out and bring to the surface, because when I was getting ready for OCS, I really put a lot of that passion into it. The passion I had when I was training for OCS was the passion that I had for being a Green Beret, or not that I had, but I have for wanting to be a Green Beret. And it's like, holy shit, I need to search back inside myself and, really be introspective again, and really look inside and see if I still have that, and see, because I think I do. I think I do. And see if I still have that, and if I can summon it, and if I can harness it, and just, I don't know if it'll be in true isolation like it was the first time, but in really just throw myself back in the crucible and just revel in that passion and that drive and that work, that fulfilling work that put me in the best shape of my life, that put me in the best creative state I could have ever been in, and at making the best decisions in my life I could have been making, and really just all together I was doing the best I could. And that wasn't because I was trying so hard, because I was trying pretty damn hard. I had a lot on my plate, but because also it just felt so good. And now we can decrease altitude, get some speed into this. I'm sure the time is probably at about 15-20 minutes right about now. Just, if I can just get back into that. Nope, we're at the 20-minute mark, I think. Or is it 29 minutes they let you fly for? Yeah, I think it's 29. I'll make it more interesting on the next one. But just getting into that mode of being razor sharp focused and being scientific about the things I'm passionate about. And it took a lot, and my girlfriend took a lot, and I'm finding myself feeling burned out, but I don't want to stand for it. And I feel like I need real rest. I need the opportunity to like just kind of catch my bearings and do what I'm good at right now and what I'm working at right now. But what I'm doing right now is not what I want to do. What I'm doing right now is a placeholder. It is a, hey, here's so you don't forget what you want to do. Here's something kind of close. And it's like I'm in a weird kind of state of I've plateaued, and I'm looking to start breaking that plateau. Because something that I remember hearing a lot, David Goggins, everybody quotes him at some point, it seems, when they go into personal development and mental toughness and all that. Everybody ends up quoting him eventually, that if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And I've seen firsthand with some of my talents, like if I'm not regularly feeding into them, they just get worse, or start to repeat what I know, and I don't evolve, I don't change, and I need to fix that. And that's going to take drive, dedication. It's going to take less time on the video games. It's going to take more time in my art studies, more time in aviation, more time in the gym, more time doing everything but entertaining myself. My passion needs to become my entertainment. And it's crazy to say that and know it, and then it'd be so simple in my head, but doing it is a whole nother thing, because my body tells me I need to relax, I need a break, I need to, just sit down and not move for a little bit. But then my heart and my brain, my spirit tells me, no, you need to get up, you need to do something, you need to put in the work, you need to be passionate, you need to nurture that fire. And it's like I'm getting there to that point where I can't stand to be still. I think it's a good thing, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that that is a good thing. Yeah, let's mess around with the A10. I know I said F-18 in this, but I've been watching a lot of A-10 gun run videos again, and oh man, I just love seeing this aircraft. Not as much as I love the F-18, but I love seeing this aircraft when I just know what it can do. And I find that with fighter aircraft in general, and bombers and attackers, that like the more I see what they can do on the battlefield, the more I love them. Which is why in Ace Combat I hate these fucking spaceships. It's just so stupid. It's like people didn't start buying your game so they could be immersed in a Star Trek fantasy. They bought it so that they could be immersed in Ace Combat as a fighter pilot, an ace at that. But more often than not, people are flying these spaceships, and it's not because they like these spaceships so much, it's because they win people games. And I think they're hella stupid for putting that in their game and then making that people's prerogative to win games as opposed to flying the aircraft they love, because the aircraft they love aren't viable. I mean, I think they're hella stupid for really doing that to the fan base. Because even right now, I'm not meeting a lot of long-time Ace Combat fans. I'm meeting a lot of people who are new to Ace Combat, maybe played one other game and thought they kind of liked it. Now they play this game and they say they like it, or they can't stop playing it. For many of the same reasons I can't stop playing For Honor. That there ain't anything else like it. You know, that's like in this generation of console. I'm just looking back at the engine and the wings, so like seeing those turbines spin. Man, that's what makes me. It's another thing I love seeing as a aircraft mechanic. And speaking of the aircraft mechanic, I was a contract and I'm moving to direct, and that's exciting too. And the more I talk about the things I'm excited about and that I'm realizing are good, the better I feel about this whole finances and significant other thing. Let's recalibrate. I look kind of smashed in this. Boom. And that looks better. Let me look straight. Head straight. Recalibrate. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so it's probably just a more cramped cockpit then, I guess. But yeah, I'm super excited about the idea of flight school, the flight simulation, because that'll drive me back onto my PC, and that'll put me back in Arma and put me back into DCS, which are all training devices for me. Like, even though they're all video games, like Arma 3 can let you do some things that are very simulation when it comes to the idea of modern combat tactics and warfare and whatnot. I don't want to say modern warfare right now because Activision. Well, I can barely see that line. I wasn't looking far enough down. It's just blurred, and I think maybe the clouds. Hold on. Yeah, it just shook things a little bit, I guess. Just made things vibrate, made things hard to see. But I'm excited about that. Oh, I see that. Okay, so this is that's airspeed. Right? It looks like airspeed. When I decrease the speed, or the throttle, at least it goes. Wait a minute. And then I hold constant. No, that might be something like that might be something like the throttle, like a. Yeah, when I throttle up, it goes up. When I throttle down, it goes down. But my airspeed doesn't drop or raise that fast. 8. Yeah, and it goes far above 5. I wonder what that is. And that is why I like flight simulators. So tell me what all these little gauges mean. And that's exciting because when I go into the cockpit in my actual job as a mechanic for this stuff, man, do I love seeing all this stuff. But man, is it daunting to think I want to be a pilot and not know what any of this stuff means. Because even though you're supposed to learn what this stuff means, for some reason, I feel like I should already know. Let's hit that pond with some rockets, just for good measure. Swoop in from just barely out of view or something. I feel like that's how they do it. Boom, visual. Fire. Freaking, all they probably see is the smoke. But no, every time I see them freaking doing stuff, they're like, gotta hit a house or something. And they come flying in, swooping from like right under the clouds, and they're like, fuck that house in particular. And then you see fucking rounds impacting, and the only thing you see is them fucking doing barrel rolls as they pop flares. At least that's all I saw when I saw them from a freaking tree line at a training event. It was amazing to hear that brrr, brrr, and I'm like, wait, what? What was that? That sounded like the warthog, and I didn't even think like anything else. It was weird. I'd never seen a warthog. I heard them in combat footage, and it was the first thing I actually thought when I heard that, like out of nowhere in the tree line. Brrr, brrr, brrr. And I'm like, oh shit, that must be a warthog. And sure enough, they go flying by, doing barrel rolls and aileron rolls and all of it, swooping in and away from the tree line and circling and all that, and then they freaking disappear again. It was awesome. Got to hear some artillery, mortars. Oh my gosh. Speaking of mortars, yeah, man, you imagine the shock and the
caution, pull up.
Basically just like that, and then up into the sky again. Disappearing into the freaking clouds. Beautiful. But excited at the idea of becoming a fighter pilot. Not the idea, the dream really. I've had the dream since I was a kid, being a fighter pilot. At first, no, I'll admit, at first it was I wanted to be an airliner pilot. I wanted to fly 747s. Oof. Yeah, I wanted to fly 747s. And I still love looking at that plane when I go to work. But then at some point, my dad, he got me air combat. And I'm so glad that they have those logos, because I always wondered, I'm like, this has got to be the same people who made air combat. And I was just like, yeah, it has to be. The name is too similar. The planes, the way they do things, is all too similar. And then I was like, later on, please tell me. And then all of a sudden, air combat logos and Ace Combat games. And I'm like, hell yeah, these are the same people. I've been playing these games for so long. It's just good to know I kept a good thing going. Imagine that.
Caution, pull up. Caution.
Coming in super
Caution.
low,
Pull
hitting
up.
something in the tree line, and then taking off like that back into the sky. Oh no, they fired at you. You know, like, that's insane. Really to even think of. You know? You're like, fuck that hill. What is that sound? As you then proceed to get the fuck out of there. Knowing there are a bunch of guys at the bottom of that hill about to climb it and take it, you know, thinking, holy shit, they got machine guns, mortars, artillery. They got everything they could ever want at their disposal. Knowing that they're sitting there thinking about how they can't handle anything that you're about to take out, and just light that whole freaking fuck it all up. That's got to be amazing. I would think so. Man, it makes me want to play Battlefield and just fly and do nothing but fly on Battlefield. But it's annoying how they do radar and how they do like the air combat on there. It's oversimplified. It really is. You don't have nearly enough control to be like a good pilot on there. And then it's like mainly the people who just kill over and over again. It's because they have their passive radar, or they have like the passive or active radar missiles, and they just ambush people and get behind you, and they just know how to stick behind you. I mean, but yeah, like dynamic engagements and stuff like that, like different angles and swooping in, slotting on somebody's six, or scissoring, or doing all that shit. You don't have nearly enough control. For one, you gotta hold a button just to free look, and that's terrible. Like with console, that's terrible. You can't do anything remotely well with free look on console. Look at that gun. Look at that gun. Yeah. Messes stuff up. Which I was surprised to hear that it's only a 30mm. I thought it'd be a lot more mounted on a attack jet, but yeah. Now they're upgrading the A-10. Oof. I feel sorry for anybody about to be victim to that monster. But yeah, I think those are things I'm excited about. Alright. Just practice some maneuvering. But man, yeah. That's been my day, and it's really cool to decompress and talk. I think I've been on this game for about an hour, and it's probably time for me to get off. I don't know, I'm gonna check the time real quick. Boop. Yes, 7:01. Actually, no, it's only been 30 minutes. It has only been 30 minutes. Was I off air? Oh well. Well, I thought it had been a whole hour, but it's really been 30 minutes. Checking the time, so I'm not too bad on that. But yeah, I can't wait. I don't know if I ever have money in my now ex-girlfriend will actually up and move out like she says she will. She's supposed to stick it till the end of the month, and I'm thinking, man, it's gonna be a long month if I'll never see a paycheck, you know, because you can't manage your money or you can't plan ahead. It's, I don't know, it's just like if you have something coming up that's gonna require money, and a lot of money at that, or even possibly a lot of money, you should be responsible enough at that point, be competent enough to plan for that and not have to involve others. If push comes to shove, I can understand, but if you've had like all week, all month, like all day to sit there and come up with some sort of even a small relative game plan,
Caution.
you should do it.
Pull up.
Weedy. Woo.
Caution. Pull up.
Yeah.
Caution. Pull up.
Insufficient
Caution.
internet.
Pull up.
Bullshit. Currently not broadcasting gameplay.
Caution.
I don't believe you.
Caution. Caution. Pull up.
Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. I was distracted by a notification. Okay. Won't do that again.
Caution.
Not distracted by
Caution.
a
Caution.
notification.
Caution. Pull up.
Is what I should have been.
Caution.
I'll work on that too. Awareness.
Caution. Pull up.
But it's like, yeah, if I ever get to see a paycheck, then I'll be really excited to frickin' play games that way. And it's gonna make like Ace Combat like my main game for a long time, I'm sure. Even though there are better games on my console and there are better games out there, it's gonna make like Ace Combat and DCS are gonna be my bread and butter for a while. And people are gonna be like, man, don't you play anything else? Or won't you play a game with me? And I'll be like, sure. Just let me get out of VR first. Ugh, that's the only fear I have with this whole flight stick thing with DCS too, is head tracking. I don't want to buy the whole head tracking IR thing, the IR track, or whatever they call that, motion tracking thing, where you move your head a little bit and it tracks the way you're looking. But if you look to your side and all that, then you're not looking all the way around you, like you can't see. So you either using multiple monitors that are to your left and your right or something, or you are in VR, or you are even more, you are what are you doing here? VR, you got extra screens, or you just can't see the whole picture, or you're using the keyboard. It's like, I think the keyboard thing will make it kind of strange.
Caution. Pull up.
I like to do that one a lot. Just like freaking do a barrel roll right over it into the terrain and just stay really close.
Stall warning.
I thought it was gonna stall me like right level with the terrain, so I could just go right back into it. Increase my speed too fast. But I like to do that one because a lot of people aren't comfortable flying like literally in the trees, basically, like blinding them for a little bit.
Pull up.
So I'll fly like right there, and they'll just basically start blindly firing missiles as I navigate across micro terrain. That was my fault. I lost focus. Then again, I'm just having fun with it. If I were serious, I would honestly. If I were serious, I wouldn't have crashed, and I'd be doing different stuff right now.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution.
No, just tracking the terrain. I'd be practicing making these maneuvers across the terrain while looking over my shoulder.
Caution. Pull up.
Which is why I think that real F-18 pilots and real freaking, the way real people fly, without this whole, there's an arrow on my screen tracking on my targets for me, telling me where they are. Like, I think the way they fly is a lot smoother, with a lot less dramatic curve, and so you can do stuff like this, but if someone's behind you, like, you can just as easily look behind yourself and still kind of track what you're doing. Like if someone were over my shoulder right now, this would be incredibly scary.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Stall warning.
I did that on purpose just to see how far it would drop. Actually, you know what? I need to track that on my altitude. I need to track just how far that maneuver drops me. Just
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Okay, that time it was about 150, 200 meters. Let's try. Yeah, it's about 200 meters every time. So if I go up and I go up 200 meters, 300, boom, pull it. Get down to 200.
Caution. Pull up.
Then it should drop me down to about 100 at
Caution.
300. Okay.
Pull up.
Yep, you're right. It's a 200 meter drop, which is not very much at all, really, but it's enough to throw somebody off and make them go. Like I made some kid go,
Caution.
what did you just do?
Caution.
Like,
Caution.
for a split
Caution.
second, he
Pull
was
up.
purely
Pull up.
amazed at what I was doing, because he didn't know how to do it,
Caution.
and he didn't know what that
Caution.
was. And then,
Caution.
see, like tracking a target that's stationary, I can understand. Just practice flying around it and looking at it and being cognizant of how the aircraft is moving as I track it. Even using the
Caution. Stall warning. Stall warning. Caution.
as I get closer.
Caution. Caution. Stall warning. Caution.
Like that's good practice for like air to ground, kind of like bomber stuff, but like for fighters and stuff like that, you gotta practice maneuvering and looking over your shoulder. Looking over the top of you and trying to see what's going on as you're making a maneuver. So yeah, and that's where the real vertigo starts to set in for people. That's something I never even told people to do, like get into a mission and then just track people. I try to ignore that arrow that's on the screen as much as I can. Like if I could, I would cut this HUD right off. I would just cut it off. I'd be like, cut off all that arrow tracking bullshit and just give me the console right here, you know, and this right here, and all this immersive radio bullshit on my own is what I would do. And then I would just say, let me fight that way, and let me just use my eyes and my radar, and that's it. None of that arrow stuff. But yeah. I'm excited for a flight stick. That's really going to be awesome. Although I'm worried about the rudder control for such a thing, I am good kind of nervous for the flight stick. Let's do a mission. Want something for air and ground targets. Mission 2 is probably the best mission. Mission 3 is really good for like Ace Combat style missions, but I think for like a good mission, like Ace Combat style isn't epic dogfight, you know, circle jerking, circle fighting, you know, a turn fight. Then you want freaking Mission 3. It's just classic. Which, yes, I'm so glad I S-ranked these. So glad. But, the best mission here. It's just dynamic, makes you engage differently, makes you think differently about the battlefield, and chase different targets. Mission 2.
1816 Bomber Squadron is almost here. However, we got a report of what seemed to be free Erusian aircraft approaching them. Air intercept is at the squadron's ETA. Your mission is to ensure our air superiority around the base and to protect the bombers. As of now, we cannot tell whether they're after the bombers or this base. Be ready to take on anything thrown at you.
And then that's when they would usually do the cinematic, like, the place starts shaking. Oh shit, we're being bombed. Everybody scramble. That's what they should have done. Because then these dudes would, like, lights have been flickering and shaking, and, like, the thing would have been rumbling, and maybe my avatar gets up from his seat so he can go get his flight suit on, and or something. Or maybe he's in his flight suit, and he's putting on his G suit and climbing into the aircraft, and all that bull crap. Doing checks, you know, so he can go ahead and taxi out that door, hangar door to the runway, and these dudes are getting off their ass. The sirens and shit. That's what they should have done with VR. They should have actually immersed you in a scramble. Something they don't do. I don't know. There's a lot of potential for this. Just PS4 VR in general. Like, just PS4 VR. There's a lot of potential. You could do a lot. You could do a lot. But companies these days, I ran it on YouTube already about it. Not on YouTube, but to, like, on somebody's feed. I was like, yo, gaming just isn't what it used to be. People used to make games simply because they had fans who loved and adored it, and because they were into it just like the fans were. These days, you got the fans working for you, but the guys up top don't give a shit.
Clear the runway. Prioritize Mobius 1.
I'm going up first.
Like, look at how calm this guy is.
You can launch together. Mobius
The
1
sirens going off, he's being attacked. He's just kind of lightly jogging back into the hangar. Like, nah, bro, that hangar could be hit. You are booking it. Like, and I'm not a freaking Air Force aircraft mechanic or anything, but I would assume if you're getting shot at, you're moving with a purpose. Just look, you got armor up there. If you're a bomber, you're supposed to protect. Just crashed. People dogfighting right over you. Best believe they have air-to-ground weapon capabilities.
This is Sky.
Air-to-ground capabilities.
Do you read? Take off first, then we're going to launch the AWACS after you.
It's like this whole mode right here is so slow. It's so slow, and I know it's just spectacle,
Because of the mess.
but they need it more
Bomber
immersive.
inbound. Go around. Go around.
We're coming down. Look out. We can do it.
Come on.
Caution.
Mobius 1, altitude restriction lifted. Excellent takeoff. We're counting on you.
Interceptors inbound. You idiots are late. This is Viper 2. Bandit acquired. All aircraft cleared hot.
This is Viper 2, heading for the clouds.
This is Sky Eye, requesting takeoff clearance.
Denied. Not clear.
Copy that, tower.
Hit firing! Bandit on your 6. Locked on bandit, attacking!
Bandit in my sights. Defensive action. Break away.
Missile.
5-2.
Missile.
Enemy evaded my attack.
Missile.
You've got one
Missile.
behind you.
Move, damn it! On
Missile.
to 6.
Viper
Missile.
2, enemy missile incoming. Bandit
Close.
acquired. Locked on. Fox 2.
On your 6. Stay alert. Locked on bandit, attacking!
Missile.
Get out of there.
Missile. Missile.
They're thieving, be alert!
Evasive action. Break away. Missed. Omega 11, behind the enemy. Okay, Fox 2.
Bandit on your 6. Top blurry. Locked on bandit,
Perfect.
attacking!
Nope.
Mobius 1, you've been sniped.
Nope.
Missile.
Fox 2!
Missile. Missile.
Omega 11, attack miss. Those latecomers can really move. Locked on bandit.
Missile.
What's the radar say?
Mobius 1, missile incoming.
Missile.
Enemy got a place. Going after him. Fox 2. Fox 2. Bandit on your six.
I was trying to practice more looking in front of me, or looking around me, than looking at my radar.
Getting out of lock. Breaking.
The radar's there to complement.
Attacking.
On the bandit 6, fine.
Like a low yo-yo.
Okay, Fox 2.
Enemy behind you. Stay sharp. Enemy missile incoming.
Behind bandit, going for the kill. Miss.
Oops. It's a
That
kill
was
though.
from Moth 2. Enemy confirmed. Omega 11. Let's get him.
Where? I see nothing.
Can't see any allies. Some skilled interceptors might be left. Go around!
This is Sky Eye. It'll be impossible to defend the base if we can't detect the enemy. They're requesting takeoff clearance.
Copy. You are cleared for takeoff.
Copy that, Tower.
Draw the enemy's attention here.
Get a little closer to the clouds. Yeah. Because in theory, it should be hard for them to lock on.
I've got this. Attacking.
Okay, looks like we're getting right into it. The
Bandit,
clouds are
lock on.
broken.
Locked on.
Bandit locked on.
Missile.
Break.
Mobius 1. The enemy launched the missile.
Up.
Missile.
Breaking.
Fox 2.
Huh?
Fox 2.
Break! Break!
Hit it.
How'd it get bad so fast?
I've got this. Attacking. Bandit closing.
Missile.
Mobius 1, you've been
Break.
spotted.
Missile.
Watch your tail,
Missile.
bandit!
Missile.
Raven, seen on his tail!
Viper 2. Fox 2.
Pull back!
Damn it. You got away.
Bandit splashed! Mobius 1 got another one! Breaking!
Okay. I'm behind
Vertical.
Bandit. He's going down.
Watch your tail, bandit! You got an enemy!
Altitude restriction lifted.
Copy that, Tower.
Sky High, what's your gadget range?
Just around the base. My altitude's still low. All enemy aircraft confirmed down. Radar detection range has expanded. Picking up enemy ground forces in area around East Substation. That substation powers the base. Defend the substation immediately.
Split the clouds.
Use GPS to see your allies.
Don't ice up.
This is Viper 2. Locked on Bandit.
Did it hit or did it? Oh yeah, we gotta hit you.
Advice up. My plane's sluggish. Down.
Find shelter and hide!
Locked on enemy.
Just trying to prioritize a little
Missile
bit.
closing.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Keep attacking aircraft!
Pull up.
All we need to do is slow them down.
Missile.
That's the thrum of our plane.
Vehicle down.
Caution. Pull up.
The substation was hit and the control building was damaged.
Pull up.
Have the substation check status.
Missile.
Missile inbound.
Missile. Missile.
Mobius 1, missile fired.
Missile.
Half of the units taken out.
Didn't realize the rocket trucks also had AA guns on them.
One bomb will kill us all.
Mobius 1, target destroyed.
We sustained damage. Half of the battery containers are out. They can have them. As long as the transformers work, we're fine.
Caution. Caution.
How did they manage to bear down our numbers so fast?
Caution.
Command, situation is bad.
Locked. One dead. KIA. No. Two. Rerouting circuit.
Hang in there.
Come on.
Enemies after the substation have been destroyed.
Start the safety check. Make sure you're extra careful when you turn the electricity back on. Those guys are putting their lives at risk protecting us. Let's get this place back online.
Wait, what's this? All aircraft, the base is under attack from enemy ground units. Return immediately. It seems this was the enemy's objective all along.
Clear things to the immediate front. You seem a bit closer. You
Enemy
are.
aircraft approaching.
Something appeared on radar. Enemy reinforcements are approaching the base. Take them down.
All aircraft, prioritize the air superiority. We can beat them.
All enemy helicopters down.
I can hear aircraft. They must have found our position. Prepare the AAs.
Missile fire.
Don't let them damage more. If we lose the base, it's all over.
Aircraft overhead.
Caution. Missile.
Mobius 1, target down.
Missile.
Mark ally
for the
IR beacon.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Shouldn't hit.
The base. The base. Landed in my sight.
Anti-ship missile fired.
Missile.
They're really handling us. We can't take much more of this.
Missile.
No, it's not resistance from the base. The enemy sent one of their best pilots.
The defense is on the ropes.
Enemy evaded. I've got this. Attack it.
Missile.
Captain, we're taking heavy fire. Should we continue our assault? Yes. If we take that base, victory will be ours.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Heavy fire. Pull back.
Locked on bandit.
This is Viper 2. Locked on bandit.
Caution.
Omega 11. Fox 2. Attack missed. The base and missile.
Missile. Missile.
Mobius 1, AA gun down.
Missile.
The first shell hit. Load the next one.
There are no more enemy ground units. Shoot down all bandits that haven't withdrawn.
Missile.
I've got this. Attack it. Bandit closing.
Missile. Missile.
Bandit evaded attack. Going in again.
Missile. Missile.
We need reinforcements now.
Viper to the base. Spotted.
Viper 2, focus on air support.
Missile.
Roger that. Mobius 1 destroyed another bandit. Nice work.
Attacking from there.
Missile.
3 to go.
11. Fox 2.
Missile.
Yeah, one pilot.
Missile.
We're getting beaten by one guy. Enemy gun lock. Breaking. Bandit in my sight.
Got it.
Omega 11. Entering cloud.
Destroy our enemies. Our defense force is fading.
Missile.
Guys below are
Do
getting
it.
killed. He got
Missile.
away.
Missile. Missile.
One
Missile.
down. One kill. The invasion force close to the final defense line. We're out of options. The enemy just hit the control tower. We're surrendering. All in-flight aircraft head back to the nearest Allied base.
Oh, that was a good one. I'll get serious about this one. I was kind of just messing around.
B-52 is making an emergency
don't
landing.
actually
Clear
want
the
to do that
runway.
badly.
Prioritize Mobius 1.
I'm going up first.
adjust.
Good. You can launch together. Mobius 1, formation takeoff. Pull up next to the Viper 2.
Quite slowly for people who are under fire.
Extinguish the flames.
And then all this fog on the runway, like, yeah, just gets swept up in the engines. I don't know. For me, I'm not even a fighter pilot. I'm a mechanic.
Secure air superiority.
And that breaks my immersion.
Mobius 1, take off at once.
In this mess?
Because of the mess. Bomber inbound. Go around, go around.
Coming down. Watch out.
No communication between me and my wingmen. And bye-bye. I'll get off the runway before you. Up, up, up.
Mobius 1, altitude restriction lifted. Excellent takeoff. We're counting on you.
Interceptors inbound. You idiots are late. This is Viper 2. Bandit acquired.
All aircraft cleared hot.
Okay. Yeah.
This is Sky Eye requesting takeoff clearance.
Denied. Not clear.
Copy that, tower.
Missile. Missile.
Omega 11, marked on Bandit.
Marked on Bandit. Attacking.
Yeah.
This is
Yep.
Viper 2. I've been spiked.
Missile.
2, missile inbound. Sector 6.
Those latecomers can really move. On your 6. Stay alert.
Bandit locked on. Omega 11, Fox 2. Behind Bandit, going for the kill.
Marked on enemy.
Missile.
Fox 2. It's firing. Escaping rock.
He's doing a good job of covering his ass.
Break! Break! Fox 2. Bandit locked on.
Missile.
Get out of there.
Missile.
Should be alright.
Bandit on your
Missile.
6.
Should be alright.
Receiving. Be alert. Enemy evaded my attack.
On the Bandit 6, he's mine.
Marked on Bandit.
Missile.
Attacking.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Okay, Fox 2.
Those moves are a blur.
This is Viper 2. Attack missed.
Enemy on your tail. Caution. Marked on Bandit. Attacking. I'll take care of the last bandit.
Mobius 1, you've been spiked.
He wasn't even looking at me, and yet he had a lock.
Getting out of lock. Breaking.
Omega 11, Fox 2.
That was for Greymouth 2. Enemy confirmed. Omega 11. Let's get him. Can't see any allies. Some skilled interceptors might be left.
Bandit acquired. Locked on.
Missile.
Mobius 1,
Missile.
the enemy launched a missile.
Missile. Missile.
This is Sky Eye.
Yeah.
It'll be impossible to defend the base if we can't detect the enemy.
Missile.
Requesting takeoff clearance.
Missile.
Copy. You are cleared for takeoff.
Plan that one out.
Copy that, tower.
Rabbit seen on her tail. Bandit splashed. Mobius 1 got another one.
This is Viper 2. Attack missed. Altitude restriction lifted.
Copy that, tower.
Ha ha ha.
All enemy aircraft confirmed down.
This is
I
Viper
feel like
2.
for fighters like this, to fly below the
Radar
clouds
detection range has expanded.
would be very dangerous. Because then you're vulnerable.
Picking up enemy ground forces in
Hey.
area around East Substation.
I feel like you would want to be
That substation
at
powers
like
the
the
base.
clouds
Defend the substation
above.
immediately.
in the tank.
This isn't a military installation. One bomb would
How
kill
many
us
do I
all.
have? 14?
Mobius 1, target down.
80 tank. Now they're in about missile range.
Aircraft! All we need to do is slow them down.
Mega 11, marked on bandit.
Missile.
Target
Missile.
sunk.
Missile.
Half of the units taken out.
Missile.
One's in. KIA. No! Two!
Vehicle down.
Pull up.
That's the thrum of our blade.
Oh shit.
The substation was hit and the control building was damaged. Mobius 1 down.
Oh, I was about to say, what? That's their excuse? Dang. I was kind of testing it while I decided not to avoid. I was like, can I fly between the power lines? No, I can't. Well, that's good to know. It's not that immersion breaking, even though I feel like an aircraft would just snap right through those.
An emergency landing. Clear the
Going
runway.
that fast.
Prioritize Mobius 1.
Flight services that thin and
Good. You can launch
low
together.
profile.
Mobius 1, formation takeoff. Pull up next to the Viper 2.
Yeah, I wanted to test it though. I was like, can I get through those power lines?
Mayday, mayday, mayday!
Skip shows up on that.
Coming down. Look
Yeah,
out.
let's skip it. Let's get in the air. Alright. All business. This one turned into quite a long little stream. Come on. Up! Up!
Mobius 1's down.
Oh man, I hate that. You slow down like even a tad bit and it's like you're starting the whole takeoff over again. Oh no, you didn't go right into it. You better stall. I'm like, dude, I dropped like 25
making an emergency
miles per
landing.
hour
Clear the runway.
so that I wouldn't be hit by debris
I'm going up first.
Good. You can launch together.
or like
Mobius
take
1,
off right into the
formation
plane.
takeoff. Pull up next to the Viper 2.
Yeah, okay. Ugh, we're supposed to be all business right here. Let's get up there. Let's get up there. Calibrate. Alright.
Caution.
Mobius 1, altitude restriction lifted. Excellent takeoff. We're counting on you.
Interceptors inbound. You idiots are late. This is Viper 2. Bandit acquired.
All aircraft cleared hot.
Mobius 1, you've been spotted.
This is Sky Eye requesting takeoff clearance.
Denied. Not clear.
Copy that, tower.
Oh.
It's firing.
Viper 2,
Tried to
Fox
flank
2.
me.
Locked on bandit. Attacking. Breaking out of enemy lock.
Missile.
Enemy behind you. Stay
Missile.
sharp.
Mobius 1, enemy green 3.
Enemy got away. I'm going after him.
Bandit in my sight.
Move, damn it.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
Missile.
Viper 2, behind bandit.
Missile.
Omega 11, attack missed.
Missile fire. Evasive action. Bandit on your 6. Those moves are a blur.
Locked.
Missile.
Behind you, check your 6.
Missile.
Thanks.
Fox 2.
Missile.
Viper 2, Fox 2.
Missile.
Attack failed. Breaking lock. Missile fire. Evasive action.
Bandit locked on.
Missile.
Get out of there.
Missile.
Bandit 6, he's mine.
Those latecomers can really move. I'll take care of the last bandit.
Nope. No, you won't.
That was for Grey Moth 2. Enemy confirmed. Omega 11. Let's get him.
weapons either. Alright. Can't even use my compass to see where they are. Oh, I can. Well, kind of. But I won't get the
This is
exact
Sky Eye.
heading.
It'll be impossible to
Just
defend the base if we can't
southeast.
detect the enemy. They're requesting
See,
takeoff
like using
clearance.
that shit in PvP.
Missile.
Copy. You are cleared for takeoff.
Copy that, tower.
Missile.
Hey, Henshaw. How's it going?
Attack evaded. Pursuing. Go around. You've got an enemy.
You're next.
Seen on his tail. Locked. Omega 11, Fox 2.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile.
Oh, lost lock.
Missile.
On spike. Evading. Missile. Break.
Hi, yo, this
Down
guy.
in speedo. Bandit acquired. Attacking. Watch your tail. Bandit. Bandit locked on. Damn it. He got away. Omega 11 behind the enemy.
Come on.
Missile fired. Evading.
Come on.
How did it get bad so
Rosirus. I appreciate it, man.
A bandit has a lock on him.
Missile.
Let you have it.
Missile.
Attacking.
Missile.
Bandit
Missile.
splashed. Attacking. Mobius 1 got another
That's
one.
a flying head on? No.
Watch your tail. Bandit. Fox 2. Good.
Altitude restriction lifted.
Appreciate it.
Copy that, tower.
Oh, man.
All enemy aircraft confirmed down.
16 LASM.
Radar detection range has expanded.
Fun.
Picking up enemy ground forces in area around East Substation.
Just get right
That
under the
substation
clouds.
powers the base. Defend the substation immediately.
AD tank. You're
Mobius
next.
1, locked on.
Enemy aircraft spotted. Repair anti-aircraft.
Should be good up here. Come on. Give me the lock.
Vehicle down.
AD tank. AD tank. Do.
Missile.
Keep attacking aircraft. All we need to do is slow them down.
One target down. Mobius 1, you've been
I'm all yours right
We don't
now.
stop them. Their shells will hit the substation.
Caution.
Half of the units taken out.
That's the thrum of our plane.
Ooh. Learn from my mistake.
Mobius 1,
You must
missile
be a
fired.
Sam.
Missile.
The
Missile.
substation was hit and the control building was damaged.
Missile.
Have the substation check status.
How did they manage to bear down our numbers so fast?
No.
Command, the situation is bad.
That should finish that one off.
Get that anti-aircraft gun working.
Freaking power lines, man. You'll end your career before you knew it was over.
We sustained damage. Half the battery containers are out. They can have
Oh,
them.
man,
As
I
long as the
wish.
Transformers work, we're fine.
If I could figure out how to bug the developers, honestly,
Enemies after the substation have been destroyed.
we need to figure out a way to get these
Start the safety check. Make
Ace
sure you're
Combat
extra careful when you turn the
enthusiasts,
electricity back
like
on.
Ace Combat fan and everything,
Those guys
to
are
reach
putting their
out to
lives
these
at risk
guys and say,
protecting
hey,
us. Let's get this
we
place
want
back
VR
online.
multiplayer, because that would be ridiculous. But as
Wait,
far
what's
as I know
this?
now, no. There's no VR
All
multiplayer.
aircraft. The base is under attack from enemy ground units.
Understood.
Return immediately. It seems this was the enemy's objective all along.
Yes, it sure would be. Why did I deploy flares? I did not want to do that.
We need to support our
Actually.
assault force. Prepare anti-aircraft.
I'm gonna hit these
Vehicle
guys
down.
first. How many flares do I have? I got one.
Locked.
One. Come on.
Missile away.
Missile.
No, I know.
Target
Missile.
sunk.
Come on.
Spread out. As long as we're near their base, they won't be able to fire on us.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, and I missed somehow?
Something
What?
appeared on radar. Enemy reinforcements are approaching the
No,
base.
he's
Take them down.
engaged.
All aircraft, prioritize air superiority. We can beat them. Don't let them damage more.
Missile.
If we lose the base, it's all over.
Watch it.
Missile.
Evasive maneuvers. Don't worry. Bandit in my sight.
The defense is on the ropes.
We're taking fire. This thing's gonna blow. Get out of here.
Fox 2. Fox 2. Omega 11.
on.
Attack miss. A bandit has a lock on you. They fired a missile. Take evasive action. Focus 1. The enemy fired a missile. I've got this. Attacking.
Missile.
Heavy fire. Pull back.
All enemy helicopters down.
Radar spike. Taking it. We're really hammering them. We can't take much more of this.
Missile.
No, it's not resistance from the base. The enemy sent one of their best
A little
pilots.
bit. Ah, waste.
Missile.
Abandoned vehicle. This thing's got it.
Missile cruising. Evade. This is Cyber 2.
Not gonna
Heading
waste
for
the
the
time.
cloud.
Mobius 1, missile fired.
Missile.
Captain, we're taking heavy fire. Should we continue our assault?
Missile.
Yes. If we take that base, victory will be ours.
Cyber 2. Missile inbound.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile.
We destroyed another bandit. Nice work.
Caution. Missile.
We need reinforcements now!
This is getting more intense than I anticipated.
Missile.
That's
Viper 2,
gonna take
focus
long
on
to
air
get there.
support.
Missile. Missile.
Roger that.
Missile. Missile.
Ah,
Here we go.
One pilot. We're getting beaten by one guy.
okay.
Missile.
Bandit quiet. Locked on.
Missile.
Lost too many allies.
Missile.
Missile closing. Evade. Evade.
Got
Destroy our enemies. Our defense force is fading.
I gotta hit the ground targets.
Bandit locked on. Target acquired. Bandit quiet. Locked on.
Ah, darn it.
Force broke to the final defense line. We're out of options. Shit, the enemy just hit the control tower.
Played around
We're
too much.
surrendering. All in-flight aircraft head back to the nearest Allied base.
Those air targets, man. It's not hard to get back to that point at all, but it's like, yeah, at the very end, those air targets, they delay you.
B-52 is making an emergency landing. Clear the runway. Prioritize Mobius 1. I'm going up first. Good. You can launch together. Mobius 1.
Skip that real quick, because we all know how that goes. Ace Combat's classic airfield attack. Ah, look behind me so you can see this thing coming.
Mobius 1, altitude restriction lifted. Excellent takeoff. We're counting on you.
Interceptors inbound.
Made it look like he crashed.
This is Viper 2.
Alright, let's do this quickly.
All aircraft cleared hot.
Mobius 1, you've been sighted.
This is Sky Eye, requesting takeoff clearance.
Denied.
I'll do a time check here pretty soon.
Copy that, tower.
They're as enthusiastic as I am.
Escaping lock.
And I'll do a time check at this mission. If it looks anything like
Enemy evaded my attack. Enemy on your tail.
8:15, 8:30, then I'm gonna go ahead and bow out. But I typically get on for at least an hour. 4:30 and 5:30 p.m. or 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to send me a friend request or anything like that, I'm down for it. That's it. He didn't make it. Just below the clouds.
Enemy confirmed. Omega 11. Let's get him.
This'll work. Just in case they do fire, I can just break lock. Too close.
Interceptors might be left.
Oh, too much. Rolling scissor. That's
This is
it.
Sky Eye. It'll be impossible to
I
defend the
hear
base
you,
if we
man.
can't detect the enemy. They're requesting takeoff clearance.
That was stupid.
Copy. You are cleared for takeoff.
Then I'll make it quick,
Copy that, Tower.
just for you.
I've seen on his tail. Bandits flashed. Mobius 1 got another one.
That's it. Nope.
Behind the enemy. He's going down. Omega 11, Fox 2. Missed.
Altitude restriction lifted.
Oh, they're trying to get
Copy
you to
that,
find more
Tower.
life.
Sky-High, what's your gadget range?
Oh, I did not catch
Just
that
around
last
the base.
comment.
My altitude's still low. All enemy aircraft confirmed down.
That's where they're going to be.
Radar detection range has expanded.
Die.
Picking up enemy ground forces in area around East Substation. That substation powers the base. Defend the substation
Behind the
immediately.
tower. Please make that a kill. Yep.
AA gun destroyed.
Let's get some more altitude.
Frequency drop.
PD tank.
Mobius
Tank.
1, locked on.
I hear you.
Missile.
Mobius 1, you've been spiked.
Missile.
Attacking aircraft! All we need to do is slow them down.
Missile.
That's the thrum of our flame.
Caution.
Mobius 1, target
Pull up.
destroyed.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Where's this missile coming
Missile.
from?
Caution. Pull up.
Enemy aircraft spotted!
Missile.
aircraft!
Missile.
Half of the units taken out.
Missile.
The substation was hit and the control building was damaged. Have the substation check status.
How did they manage to bear down our numbers so fast? Command, the situation is bad.
My wings are icing up.
Find shelter and hide!
Caution.
Enemies after the substation have been destroyed.
Start the safety check. Make sure you're extra careful when you turn the electricity back on. Those guys are putting their lives at risk protecting us. Let's get this place back
It's a bit
online.
high. That's
Wait,
better.
what's this? All aircraft, the base
Right
is
there.
under attack from enemy ground units. Return immediately. It seems this was the enemy's objective all along.
Locked.
Mobius 1,
Priority.
target destroyed.
Omega 11, entering clouds.
Aircraft overhead!
Missile. Missile.
Something appeared on radar. Enemy reinforcements are approaching the base. Take them down.
All aircraft, prioritize air superiority. We can beat them.
Missile.
All enemy helicopters down.
Don't let them damage more.
Oh, nope. Oh, thank God.
Missile.
Barely saved that one.
Vehicle down.
I've got this. Attack.
Missile.
There's combat isms. I was going just a bit too hard.
Missile.
Yes.
Missile.
Mobius 1, the enemy fired a missile. Mobius 1, you've been spiked.
Missile.
They're really hammering us.
Missile.
We can't take much more of this!
Missile.
No, it's not resistance from the
What a
base.
waste.
The enemy sent one of their best pilots.
Yo, it.
Pull up.
Mobius 1, target
Missile.
down.
Cool, we're too far
Pull
away.
back.
The defense is on the ropes.
Break.
Captain, we're taking heavy fire. Should we continue our assault?
For ammo.
Yes.
Absolutely.
If we take that base, victory will be ours.
Boom, boom.
Missile.
Viper 2, behind bandit.
Close in. Let's go, let's go. Lock, lock, lock.
Taking heavy damage. We need
Caution.
help.
Missile. Pull up.
Mobius 1, the enemy fired a missile.
The enemy is in gun range. There are no more enemy ground units.
Missile.
Shoot
No,
down
it's
all
just you
bandits that
guys.
haven't withdrawn.
Okay, side profile.
Bandit in my sight.
Missile.
That was stupid.
Viper 2, behind bandit.
Stall
Fox
warning.
2, Fox 2.
Missile.
Mobius 1, the enemy
Missile.
launched a missile.
Break.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
This is Viper 2, heading for the clouds. I've got this. Attacking. Mobius 1, you've
Oh,
been
man.
flight.
Missile.
We need reinforcements now!
Missile.
Viper to the base.
Missile.
Respond.
One,
Viper 2, focus on air support.
2.
Missile.
Roger that.
No.
Missile.
Mobius 1
Forgot what he did.
bandit. Nice work.
Bait.
3 to go.
Yeah, one pilot. We're getting beaten by one guy.
Missile.
Omega 11.
Stall warning. Missile.
Was power to the base cut?
Stall warning.
Destroy our enemies.
There we go.
Our defense force is fading.
Missile. Missile.
1 bandit remaining.
Fox 2.
Not about to let Mobius 1 have all the fun.
That's it.
Fox 2.
Yeah! All right.
The enemies attacking the base were completely eliminated.
Yeah, celebratory maneuvers.
Well, we had an amazing pilot, too.
Victory is ours! Let's see him try that again!
Sky Eye, thanks for the air support. Tell the interceptor unit that we appreciate their work.
Stall warning.
Understood. But the guy who got us into the sky is the real MVP behind this victory.
Caution.
Clear the runway debris. We can't have our base defenders crashing on landing.
Caution. Pull up.
Now for a landing. Oh, that was.
Mobius 1, I'll provide your landing guidance.
Oh, this is
Clearing of the runway
far.
is complete, but keep an
Far
eye
to
out
right.
for debris. Reduce your speed.
Put the nose down, reduce your speed.
1,500 meters to the runway. Turn left.
Oof. Yeah.
Lower your nose. You're too high.
Yeah. I'm good. And tarmac.
Landing confirmed. That's a marvelous landing. Thanks for the excellent work. Rest up until the next mission.
Impressive, Mobius 1. The other
pilots will follow your
example.
I wish this had replay so bad. So I could see how well I actually flew. Because I think I do this a lot better in VR than I do with just a joystick and a camera.
A major operation both in the air and on the
course.
ground is not something Free Erusia could manage.
However,
in
I
previous
haven't
battles.
landed at S
But our
with
base
a.
held in the face of danger. We will make this the turning point of the war. In
Never-
other words, we're gonna make them regret they couldn't finish this off here in...
Skip. Yeah, never did a S rank with this plane though. This jet. It was just too slow in most cases. Plus, by then you've probably unlocked the last one that.
Let's get on with...
Whoa! Oh no! Yeah, I'm not doing another one. Let's do a time check. 7:56. It's like 08. Yeah, it's pretty, or not 08. 20. 2000. I gotta call it. Yeah, I gotta call it, but in good time. Yeah, I won't be on the PS4 again until Monday here. Yeah, bye, Chris. Glad you could tune in. Glad you got to see some nice kills. And me jacking around. Maybe next time I'll be more serious.